Good afternoon. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, Jason. This is Norman.
Hello, Norman.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm sorry that you have to come back. It was a late night and I didn't get up in time this morning.
It's okay. No, we'll forgive you. You see, luckily you're the superstar and I'm the pleb.
No. Not that far.
But yes, congratulations on round 3.
Thank you.
How does it feel actually every time? I mean, okay, this is now the 3rd Labour of Love, but is it sort of like has it become a bit of a tradition for the band?
Well, yeah, I think so. I mean, like it is, I think our Love of Love is like, this is what we were into when we were kids, and it's fun actually doing a track that you first fell into love with, when you first kissed your girl and you first had a dance with the cutie in the corner, so, it's a nice feeling as well. It's also take, relieve the pressure as it was, because, if you're going into, like your own, you know what I'm saying? It's like, this is like so easy for you to do because you love them.
And in putting the tracks together for this one, did everybody sort of have their 2 cents worth in what they wanted to see included on Labour of Love 3?
Yeah, I think Labour of Love 3 are actually, Labour of 3, lots of tracks on Labour of 3 are more obscure than, say, Labour of 1 and 2, which are more obvious, reggae choices when we was kids. But if you were into reggae, sort of our age, when the new tracks were out, when we were 10 and 11, so if you were into reggae, you'd know what, these tracks were about Labour of Love 3, you would have already remembered them.
Because I think, as you say, there are certain tracks that aren't that obvious, but are absolutely brilliant in you having them on. Because I must admit, I also do a show on radio, and when I got hold of the album, we obviously played the single "Come Back Darling," but then I also played "Holy Holy," and your rendition of that track has gone down an absolute storm here, which is quite something, because I think the whole arrangement is so, as much as it's not typical UB40, it still shows that UB40 still have the vibe and the vitality to, I think, to potentially break into even a new younger market.
Well, yeah, I think there's loads of, thank you for that. I think on Labour of Love 3, I think there's a definite old UB40 feel, yes. And there's also a sort of, with new sounds, you know what I mean? I mean, we never went into the studio and thought about it that way, because there's not one person that really controls it. All 8 of us go in individually and put out, put down, what we play normally, and I think that's UB40. If one of us sort of conducted the rest, or orchestrated the rest into playing something, then it wouldn't actually be UB40. You know what I'm saying? But I think on this one, I mean, we're not on all our albums, we should, the members go in and do it, and I think, especially on Labour of Love 3, that it's come out and it's older, but with new sounds,
Yes. How much time did you actually spend on putting this together? Is it a quick process or not?
Well, it's 8 and we've only done the classic, so that's very quick with us. And of course, when you have these late nights, and then after you finish, you sort of go and relax in the pub, and your intentions are good, and you say to yourself, right, I've got to get up to this time to get up tomorrow morning because I've got to get back in. Yeah. And obviously, it's just an intention. You go, oh well, and if and it's like I said, it's all 8 of us, and if there's always one of us that's got to do something, or there's always one of us, maybe 2 of us are a bit late. But going back to your question, if you look at sort of when we started to when we finished, you could say it was 6 months. But if you look at the actual time spent, actually recording it, you kept on mixing down the different, that was 16 to 18 hours a day mixing down, but if you actually look at the recording time, we probably spent about 2 to 3 hours a day recording it. you know. Well, I think sorry, I was going to say, I think you're very so much. Sometimes you go to and work on a track, and and you can work at it, and nothing happens. And I think there's a time limit within yourself that it's going wrong. So it's not good. It's not good flogging a dead horse or something,
So, I mean, because will this be an album that will see you out on the road and promoting, in a typical sense? Because I don't remember you doing it on. I mean, Labour of Love, yes, but Labour of Love 2. I can't remember if you actually toured that as well.
We toured every album except I think I was the last time. But actually, the last time we played this show was actually about 4 years ago, and I think it was in Johannesburg.
Yes, that's right.
And that was the last show, and we'd been touring solidly and we were recording up to about, I think it was about 15 years then. So we needed a book, so we wanted to break from touring, I mean, really, we're only like 25-year-olds, but we look like 85-year-olds,
I was going to say 23, but it's okay.
Thank you. So we wanted the time off. So because I mean, it's UB40, that's our top priority as 8 members. But saying that, we were also getting involved in other things. Like Brian and Ali's got involved in a rock and better music, which is like it's just like more sort of dancehall orientated music, and it all into like the jungle. And I've been working with my cousin and other things, and so we get that 4 years that we had off. It gave us time to actually, well, it's not off really, I mean just recording, that's what we were doing, to go and do our own things as it were, but even saying that, within that 4 years we did the Guns in the Ghetto album in Jamaica.
Yes.
And then have you heard of the dancehall album?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have. Yes.
But which is like a reverse of the label, one of the reverse of one of the albums that we did over here. We did Present Arms, and then we did Present Arms in dub, when we got the local toasters in England and rappers.
Yeah. And
when we was in Jamaica, Wisconsin, the Ghetto, we were Wisconsin, the Ghetto, where we did that. We wrote it over there, and we got all these DJs like Beanie Man, Lady Saw, Peter Metro, and all them, which are the local DJs and rappers in Jamaica to play and toast our music. And in the trilogy with the Fathers album, which is a reversal of the Labour of Love, which is what we're still working on now. Like people like John Oates and people like John Oates and Teaching the Maytime, the people that we were into when we were kids, they're actually going to pick a song of UB40 wrote and sing.
That's stunning.
Like that, which is that trilogy. Yeah, that's great. I mean, I met John Oates, and he's like, he's grabbed to me and thrown myself on the floor and humbled myself.
Yeah. I mean, that's, I think, part of where you've also done too, that I mean, UB40 is very much an institution, I believe, I mean, I think around the world. So I think you're at a point where, as you say, you can basically go and do whatever you like, but it all still comes very much back to UB40.
Well, the UB40 is our main. It's what gives us the power to go out, or if you want to say power, just maybe not what I'm using, but it gives us the door to opening up the door for us to go ahead and do other things. But our main love is UB40 because that's how we started, And so it's no matter who's working on what. Once we just have to drop everything, and that's it.
Make the call. Yeah.
So that's how we release a new album. That's okay then.
But I mean, I think that's that's the beauty of UB40 is that it's almost it's such a laid back sort of attitude, but still with an out and out professionalism to delivering what your fans want. And I think again on Labour of Love 3, you've certainly done that. I think probably even more so than you did on the previous 2, which I think is fantastic. I think you're going to be reaping the benefits of this one. I mean, it's quite funny because I think every time a Labour of Blood album comes out, the first one starts to pick up and you get a bit of a new audience. Now, I think the previous two will pick up again, but I think this album, as I say, I think is a nice. It epitomizes pretty much the whole UB40 sort of ethic in a way.
Yeah, well, yeah, I agree. I mean, thank you. Yeah, I mean, you summed it up. That's cool. No, but yeah, I think it is. I mean, the Holy Holies, which was actually done. I mean, the writer's actually Neil Darwin again, believe it or not. Yes. But it was the Fabulous Flames with the recording artist, which is the reggae version that we loved, and so it was quite shocking again. Because Red was writing with like Neil Darwin. It's like people thinking, what are they doing? Yeah. But it was a Tony Charles version that we listened to. Nobody, so the Holy Holy was an important part of us growing up. Anyway, I think that's going to be our second release.
Yes, the second single. I can't wait for that. Actually, I think it's personally, it's just my favourite track on there. For now, but I think that will change in weeks to come because there's far more. But
that's a more immediate one.
Yes, well, I mean, it hits you straight away, and I mean, it's just to say a very different track. But now, do UB40 take it upon themselves to actually get that track back to someone like Neil Diamond and have him hear what you've done to it?
Well, it's really funny. Because you just go through, you just apply to the publishing,
yes.
And then they don't give you the rights to or not to,
Yes.
And then obviously, if we sell, then 50% of that royalties go to him. So obviously he knows that, and it's really funny because when we did the red wine version,
yes.
He had obviously listened to it because then he about 3 or 4 years after that we'd released it. He did a live album, the best of Neil Diamond, I think it is.
It was on there.
And it was on there. Have you heard it?
Yes.
Because I've heard about it because it's all the way from Birmingham. I'm going to do it their way. I'm going to do it their way. But the line is there's something when it goes into rap after rap, because even if the words aren't understood, I can't remember it now. Yeah. Because it's been so long ago that I heard it, and I found that really funny. But I see that as a compliment as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So does this? I mean, with the release of Labour Love 3, have all the songs been covered now, or is there potential for a Labour Love 4 and 5?
Actually, when we recorded this, recording Labour Love 3, we started with 27 tracks that were recorded, and then our company wanted 13, and we couldn't, but when we get down, because it's like a lot of arguments then, because I still think there's tracks that we let off this album. They should have been on there. That's me personally. Yes. But so they wanted 13, and we actually give them 15.
Right.
But I mean, that's what if you know reggae, and you have the sort of knowledge that we have of reggae. I was telling that everyone is funny. I always hit me, as it were. And there's a potential for, I think, Labour of 305,000. I'm not saying we're going to do it, but they could.
I think every year that goes by, there's a potential for another 5. Yeah.
That's not a problem. I mean, when you look at it, from this little island, they sell somewhere in the region of 20 million records a year from Jamaica. That's going out now. And reggae, they just see it as, and I'm not saying yourself, but some people just see it as, they categorize it as one. But in the spectrum of reggae, you have dub, and you have, instrumentals, you have this, so it's as versatile as pop music, really.
Exactly, and it has grown so much as well over the years, and I think that's partially because of the likes of UB40, bringing it to an audience, I think, that typically probably wouldn't have entertained it.
Well, that's it, man. I don't think people are more aware. Like you said earlier on, about the album, and when we do it, especially when we do Labour Love 3, it'll bring more audience and more people become aware of it. I think that's the fact that people are unaware about reggae, because it's still really, we're on a crusade to get it more popular. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, because it's still not really, if you look at it logically, it's not getting a fair share of the radio waves, as it were.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Very much. Well, excellent. Well, Norman, thank you so very, very much for your time.
No problem. And I'm sorry, once again, I'm very sorry to having you from back again.
No, not at all. Not at all. As I said, it's been an absolute pleasure.